Hello everyone, Carolyn here and welcome to today's tutorial. Today I will be showing you the Sorcerer's bracelet. This is my own original design and this is from my magical series. This was the first design that I came up with in this series. It is a reversible design, so it just depends on what side you like better. I like this side, so I say this is the signature side. And for today you will need a 9-pin bar setup or 3 looms, and your configuration is going to be your centermost pin is going to be up, then you're going to go down a staggered step on either side, up a staggered step, down a staggered step, and up a staggered step. Now the color possibility is really endless with this bracelet. However, I'm only going to be using 4 and repeating, and I will show you on this bracelet the band placement. And also, if you're going to be doing this side as your signature side, you will add the bling as you loom, because the top side is going to be this side. So if you want to have this as your signature side, you can go ahead and add the bling as you lay the bands. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get the tutorial. Basically, we're going to work your standard perimeter, just working around your loom all the way up. Now I did 21 pegs on this rendition and it worked fairly well. The perimeter that we're laying now is the blue with the beads. Okay, and then just go up as far as you want to go. And please use good quality stretchy bands, because when we start looming, we will have some non-typical looming steps. Even though it may be a small stretch on the as we lay them, it won't necessarily be a small stretch when we start looming. So just keep that in mind and use good bands. Okay, so again, just off to the side and then straight up all the way as far as you want to go. Again, I'm only doing 21 gaps. So I'm going to finish mine up and then I'll be back to show you how to close it off, and we'll be ready for our next step. Be right back. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom and we're ready to close it off, and what we're simply going to do is go down at an angle and then up at an angle. Get off of there. Okay, up at an angle, and then again down at an angle, and then finally up at an angle. Okay, if I can get it to go down, and then repeat the same thing on the opposite side, just mirror image. So down at an angle, up at an angle, down at an angle, and then up at an angle. Okay, so now we're ready for our next band placement step. We're going to be working with the 1st, 2nd, and 8th and 9th pin bars. And what we're simply going to do is create a zigzag all the way up the loom. Easy peasy. Just your standard zigzag all the way up. Do, 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 do. Okay, so that's what you do on the left, and then on the right, again, just your standard zigzag, alternating back and forth all the way up to loom. Okay, so I'm going to leave you here, just finish that off, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I forgot to tell you when we were laying the zigzags that they are the purple that you see going along the edge right there. And now we are about to lay the white bands that you see going right here. And we are going to be working with the 3rd and the 7th pin bar. And what you're simply going to do is just make a single chain all the way up your loom. Easy peasy. Okey-dokey. So continue that all the way up on the 3rd, and then on the 7th again, just a single, I'll fix it off camera, just a single chain all the way up. Okay, so I'm going to finish mine up and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so now we're ready for our next band placement step. We're going to be working with the 2nd, 3rd, and 8th and 9th pin bar. And in this rendition, it is the neon blue that you see. And there's the back side. You can see it better from that side. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. What we're simply going to do is start on the 2nd pin bar and go forward, and then go from the 3rd to the 2nd at a diagonal, and then go forward again, and then diagonally again, forward, and then diagonal. Easy peasy, just making sure to go forward before you go diagonally. Okay, so repeat that all the way up the 2nd and the 3rd pin bar. And then for the 8th and 7th pin bar, you want to go forward on the 8th, and then diagonally down, forward, and then diagonally, and forward again, and diagonally, last time, forward, and then diagonally. So continue that the rest of the way up the loom. I'm going to finish mine up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and we're ready for our next band placement step. We're going to be working with the 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th pin bars. And what we're going to be laying are the blues right here that you see. Okay. And what we're going to do is work from the 3rd to the 4th bar at a short stretch, and then a long stretch up at an angle. Now that's the only one that we're going to do the short stretch first, and now we're going to do the long stretch first. And that's going to be the pattern the remaining way up the loom. So again, over with the short stretch, now the long, and then cross that over with the short stretch, and then a long stretch up, and then a short stretch. One more time on this side, long stretch forward, and then a short stretch across. Just making kind of extended X's, I guess is the best way you can describe it. And then on the 6th and 7th pin bars, again, you're going to start with the short stretch first. Ooh, if I can get it on there. Short stretch first, and then the long stretch. And then we're going to go with the long stretch first, and then cross it over with the short stretch. Okay, and we're going to continue that pattern the remaining way all the way up the loom. Long stretch first, and then the short stretch. Okay, so continue that the remaining all the way up the loom, and I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so now we are ready for our next band placement step, which in this rendition is the white that you see going up the center there and up the center there. Okay, and what we're going to do is just work on the centermost pin bar, creating a single chain all the way up the loom. Easy peasy. Gets on there. Well, just dropping them everywhere. Again, just a single chain, making sure to push them down as you go, and continue that all the way up your loom. I'm going to finish mine up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and so we're ready for our next band placement step. And this bracelet, it is the neon blue that you see going down the center right here. And we are going to be working with the 4th, 5th, and 6th pin bars. And what we're going to do is just create a upside down V, starting with the left side first, and then going up to the right. And then just repeat that all the way up the loop. So at an angle to the left, at an angle to the right. Up to the left, up to the right. Last time I'm going to show you, because this is fairly easy. Up to the left, up to the right. So just continue that the rest of the way up, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back, and we're ready for our next band placement step. And in this one, it is the purple that you see in the center. And we're going to be working with the 4th and the 6th pin bars. simply creating a single chain all the way up the loom. So I'll do a few on each side with you, then I'm going to go off and finish that up. And we've only got one more band placement step after this one, and then we'll be done and ready to loom. That's the fun part. So just finish the single chain all the way up the 4th and the 6th pin bars. I'll be right back for our next band placement step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so we're ready for our final band placement step. And what we are going to be doing is creating a secondary border across the original border. So just working from the centermost pin bar out to your left and then all the way up. And then once you reach the top, you'll follow that pattern of down, up, and then again on the right side you'll go to the right, down, up, down, fumbly fingers, to the right, and then up, okay, and then once you get to the very top, you just follow this pattern back to the most center pin bar, and you can go ahead and put a capping band on the centermost pin bar on the 5th pin bar. And as soon as I do finish mine up, I'll be back and we'll be ready to move on to our next step, which is our looming. So I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I hope that you've already placed your capping band. I do a triple cap, and I forgot to tell you on the last band placement step that the border was the white there. So we're finished with this for now, so I'm going to go ahead and set it to the side. And now we're ready to start our looming process. And what we're going to do is go in through the cap band and just pull everything back to their corresponding home post for the secondary border, all the way to the left, and then all the way up our looms. I can get in there to get the right one. So just continue that all the way up. Same thing, mirror image for the right hand side. Just go in, grab that topmost band, and pull it back to their corresponding home post all the way around. And then up. Okay, and then once you get to the top, you're just going to follow it into the center on either side, and I'll be back and we'll be ready to move on to our next step. Be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I hope your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And when you got to the top, you just simply follow that secondary border back to the center on either side. And so now we're ready for our next looming step, and we are going to be working with the 4th and the 6th pin bars. What we're going to do is go in and grab that single chain band and pull it up to the 5th pin bar. Okay, just all the way up, doing that same thing. That's why I said use good quality stretchy bands. Okay, so we're going to continue that all the way up the 4th pin bar, and on the 6th pin bar you're just going to do the same thing, just mirror image. So go into the 6th and pull up at a diagonal to the 5th, all the way up your loom. Last time, and then I'm going to go off and finish mine up, and I'll be right back. So continue that, and I'll be back with our next step. Alright everybody, I've made it to the top of my loom, and as you can see, the last band that I've pulled up is the second from the top. And on that last band, what we're simply going to do is just go in, and instead of pulling it up at an angle, we're just going to go straight forward with it on both sides. Get back on there. Okay, so now we are ready for our next looming step, and we are going to be working with the 5th pin bar. And what we're simply going to do is go in and loom it straight forward. And now you're going to have to push these diagonal bands that you see back and grab the single chain and just loom it forward all the way up. Last time, and then I'm going to go off and finish mine up. Alright, so just continue that the rest of the way up the loom. I'm going to finish mine up and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so I hope your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And we are ready for our next looming step, and we are going to be working with our diagonal bands that you see here. What we're going to do is go into the 5th pin bar and pull it over the side 2 pin bars on the 4th. So you go in, grab the topmost band, and pull it across those 2 pin bars on the side of the pin you just pulled from. So again, go in and loop it back across the 2 pin bars. Across the 2 pin bars. Last time on this side, you go in, grab that band, and pull it across the 2 pin bars. Same thing, just mirror image on the right side. So you go in, grab that band, and pull it across the corresponding 2 pegs to the side, all the way up the loom. And that's one reason I said use good quality stretchy bands. I hope you did. So just continue that, the remaining all the way up the loom, and I'll be back as soon as I'm done. Be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back. So I've made it to the top of my loom. In order to get this topmost band, what we have to do is go in through that center and grab it, and then just pull it back to the corresponding 2 home posts. I wanted to make sure you were able to follow that through because I don't want it falling apart on you. Okay, so now we are ready for our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 3rd, 4th, 6th, and 7th pin bars. And we're going to start on the left hand side, and we're going to go into the 4th pin bar, grab that topmost X band, and then just pull it back to itself, and then cross that over with the other band. And then just repeat that all the way up the loom. So to the left, and then come back and cross it to the right, to the left, and to the right. Just like you were crossing a normal X, except for one of them is going to be a long stretch. So to the left and then to the right, continuing that up the 3rd and 4th pin bar. And then for the 5th or 6th and 7th pin bars, you're going to go in, grab that small short band, pull it to the right, and then cross it back over with the long stretch. Okay. So short stretch, and then long stretch, to the right, to the left, back to the right, crossing that to the left. So just continue that, the remaining up the loom. I'm going to finish mine up, and I'll be back with our next step. Alright everybody, I'm back, and I hope your loom looks like this to the top. And so now we're ready for our next looming step. We are going to be working with the 2nd and 3rd pin bars and 7th and 8th pin bars. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into the 3rd and grab that diagonal band and pull it up at an angle to the left. Then we're going to go in, pushing that first top band back, grabbing that forward band and pull it up and to the right. Okay, then we're going to repeat that. So we go in the same peg we were just on, pull up and to the left, go down 1, and then up and to the right. Same peg, up and to the left, go down 1, up and to the right, up and to the left, go in, up and to the right. One more time on this side, and then I'm going to jump over to the other side, show you how to do that one, and then I'm going to leave you. Going down 1, grabbing that band, and up and to the right. Okay, yeah, same thing, mirror image on the opposite side. So we go into the 7th pin bar, up and to the right, and then we go in to the 8th pin bar, grab the forward band, up and to the left. go into the pin bar we were just on, up and to the right, go down one, pushing those bands back, grabbing the forward band, and up and to the left. To the right, go down a pin, push those bands back, the forward band, up and to the left. So again, up and to the right, go down a pin bar, pushing those back, grabbing the forward band, if I can grab it, and then up into the left. Up and to the right, go down a peg, push those back, grab the forward band, up and to the left. Last time, and then I'm going to leave you off. Up and to the right, go down a pin bar, grab the forward band, up and to the left. Just repeating that process all the way up the loom for the 2nd, 3rd, 7th, and 8th pin bars, and I'll be right back to show you our next step. Be right back. Alright guys, so I've made it to the top of my loom, and I'm going to show you how to close the top off just in case you're unsure. What we're going to do on the right side is go into the 7th pin bar, grab that diagonal band, if I can grab it, and just go to the right with it, and then we're going to go down a peg and just go forward with the forward band. Same thing, mirror image on the left side, so go in, grab the diagonal band, pull it to the left, go down a peg, and then just pull that forward band straight forward. Okay, so now we're ready for our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 3rd and the 7th pin bars, and we're going to go in and grab that straight forward band and loop it up into the left. So repeating that all the way up the loom, just going in, grabbing that single chain band and pulling it up into the left, kind of at a long stretch. Okay, so repeat that going up that side, and then go into the 7th pin bar and grab that straight forward band again and pull it up to the right to the 8th, and then just repeat that all the way up your loom, pulling a long stretch to the right. Okay, so just repeat that to the top. I'm going to finish mine up and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, I'm back, and so I hope your loom looks like this all the way to the top. And as you can see, that last straightforward band was able to go up on a long stretch, so that's how you close that section off. And now we are ready for our next looming step. We're going to be working with the 1st and the 2nd and the 8th and the 9th pin bars, but we are only going to be pulling from the 2nd and the 8th. We're going to be placing on the 1st and the 9th. Hope that doesn't confuse you. Okay, so let's get started. What we're going to do is go into the 2nd pin bar, grab that 1st band, and take it up at a stretch to the left. Then we're going to go up a peg, grab the topmost band, and bring it down at a stretch. Basically making just a long kind of X going up. Okay, so again, long stretch to the left, long stretch coming down. Okay, so if your bands are going diagonally to the left like this one is, you're going to be going diagonally to the left to loom it. If it's going down to the right, you're going to be going down to the right with it. So again, up at a long stretch, down at a long stretch, up at a long stretch, down at a long stretch. Okay, so repeat that going up that side. And for the right side, same thing, just mirror image. So we're going to go in, and this is going to go up and to the right, and the next one's going to go down and to the right, up and to the right, down and to the right, and just repeating that same pattern all the way up your loom till you get to the top. Okay, easy peasy. This is going to be the last one that I show you, and then I'm going to go off. If I can get it on there. Okay, so just continue that up your loom. I'm going to finish mine up, and I'll be right back. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom, and as you can see, the next band that we have is supposed to be a long stretch up, but seeing that we don't have another peg, what we're going to do is just simply go in, and instead of pulling it back to itself, we're just going to go ahead and pull it down to the left. Same thing on the right side, just mirror image, down and to the right. Okay, so that's it for that step. And now it's time for the perimeter. So you just go in, grab the topmost band, and pull everything back to their corresponding home posts. Nothing fancy on this one, just looping everything back to their corresponding home post. And be careful because there is a lot of tension on these bands. So if you need to release the tension, of course, go ahead and do so. Just working your way up the loom. I'm only going to do one more on this side with you. Okay, and then repeat that same thing, mirror image on the right. So just work everything back to their corresponding home post. And again, a lot of tension. I'm going to hold mine so I can relieve some of that. If I can get the band off, there we go. Sorry about that, guys. I don't want to have to replace the bands because I snap it. So just be careful. Okay, so just continue that all the way up your loom. I'm going to go off and finish mine up. I'll come back, show you how to close, and then we'll have our finished rendition. Be right back. Alright everybody, so I've made it to the top of my loom, and to close it off, what we're simply going to do is continue to follow the perimeter all the way around to the center, looming everything back to their corresponding home post, relieving that tension if you need to, just making sure you grab the right band. Oh, don't snap. Okay, and then again repeat that, just mirror image coming from the right side, working your way to the center. One more. Alright, and then we're going to grab the bands that we dropped earlier. There's my C-clip. Well, if I can hold on to it. Okay, and then just go into the centermost pin bar, grab your drop bands, pull them up and around, and secure them on your C-clip. And again, there's some tension on this one too, so if you're having problems like I am, you need to go in and relieve some tension. You can do that. And then just attach your C-clip. Come on, fingers. There we go. I don't know if that was easier than it normally is or not. Okay, now this one has a lot of tension on it, so please be careful when you remove it. Don't rip it off, because I'm sure you will pop some bands. Just work from your outermost pin bars into the center. I'm not going to bother you by making you watch, so I'm going to take mine off, and I'll be back with our finished bracelet. Alright everybody, so I've gotten it off of the loom, and this is what it looks like. This is the signature side of the Sorcerer's bracelet, and this is the back. So I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have, please give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe by hitting the little red button below. If you make one, please make sure to tag me and hashtag Sorcerer's Bracelet on Instagram. I'd love to see your renditions. Alright guys, that's it for now. Loom on everybody. Have a great day. Bye-bye.